most important question you're going to get asked in any job interview is, why do you want to work here? Why do you want this job? If you can't answer that question in a compelling way, they are probably not going to hire you. And that is no different at Lowe's. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to answer the most important interview question you're going to get asked in your Lowe's interview. Why do you want to work at Lowe's? Now, this is video 3 of a 4-part series. So if this is the first video you're seeing, make sure you go to the playlist and watch the first 2 videos. And at the very end of this video, I will actually tee up the final video on the screen right over here. So make sure you watch to the very end and you can seamlessly go to the next video, which will be brought up right here. All right, let's get started. Now, first and foremost, this is an incredibly important question. They ask this question because they want to make sure that you're actually interested in the role, that you're actually interested in the organization, and you put time and effort into considering making this move. So it's going to get asked in just about every single interview. And often, if there are multiple candidates who are qualified and they're like equally qualified, this can be used kind of as a tiebreaker, right? If you have 2 candidates and they're both incredibly well qualified, similarly qualified, and you can't really choose between the 2, one of the things that's an easy decider is, well, who's passionate? Who wants this job? Because every hiring manager wants to hire someone who wants their role. Now, whenever you're asked this question, the best way to answer this is using the 50-50 rule. Now, the 50-50 rule states that the first 50% of your answer, well, that needs to be about the organization. Why is the organization compelling to you? Why is this a landing spot for you? And the second 50%, well, that needs to be about the role. Why is this role a good fit for you right now in your career? Now, I'm going to give you 3 great ways to answer this question using 3 different compelling reasons why you might want to join Lowe's. Make sure you listen to all 3, because ultimately you want to choose the one that resonates most with you. Because if you choose one that you don't really feel passionate about, that's going to come out in the way you answer it. But if you choose one that really resonates, well, they're going to be able to tell that in your answer. Now, the first answer is the Track the Trades answer. And this is really interesting. So Lowe's has a program called Track the Trades in which associates can train to move into skilled trades. This is really interesting because it allows them, it affords their people growth and development. You might come in as an associate and you're hoping, well, I'd like to move into skilled trades at some point, and they actually facilitate that process. This is a huge benefit to employees, and it shows investments in their people. So the way you might answer this question is, they'll say to you, okay, Ben, why are you interested in working at Lowe's? And you'd respond, well, that's a really great question. And there's a lot of reasons why I'd be interested in working at Lowe's, but while I was doing my research for this interview, one of the things I came across was your Track the Trades program, and I thought that was really great. I thought it was really interesting that Lowe's goes out of its way to invest in its people, and I found it to be really inspiring. That's the type of organization I want to work for. And I'm not looking to move into skilled trades myself. I'm interested in this role here. However, the fact that you go out of your way to help employees is really motivating to me. Additionally, I have a lot of experience with DIY projects, and then you go on to talk about why you'd be a good fit from a skills perspective for this role. But that's a great way to answer this question. What I did there was I talked about, while I did my research for this opportunity, every single hiring manager in the world likes to hear that you cared enough about their job that you did research. I mentioned the program, Track the Trades, and spoke about it intelligently. Another good point. The third thing I did there is, well, I'm not interested in moving into the trades. I found that to be compelling. I'm letting them know, look, I like this program, but I'm not going to immediately try to take advantage of it and thusly create another opening on your team while I move into the, to the skilled trades. And then lastly, I transitioned into talking about why I'd be a good fit from a qualification standpoint. If you can do that, you'll do great. Now, the next answer is the Lowe's University answer. Lowe's University is a program that they have at Lowe's, which is really interesting. It's all about continued learning, education, and development for Lowe's employees, but basically they have things on leadership, on presentation ability. They have all these courses and seminars, but it's a way for people who are working at Lowe's to continue to develop themselves professionally. It's an investment mechanism that Lowe's has created to upskill their people, which in today's day and age is more important than ever. So it's a great benefit and perk that they offer their employees, and it serves as a great answer as to why do you want to work at Lowe's. So the answer might sound something like this. Ben, why do you want to work at Lowe's? Well, that's a great question. And there's actually a lot of things that I find to be really intriguing and compelling about Lowe's, but one of the things that I thought was really interesting that I came across while I was doing my research for this interview was Lowe's University. And I'm someone who's really passionate about continuous learning and continuous development. And I saw that in Lowe's University, there's ways that your employees can take advantage of different classes and seminars to become stronger when it comes to their leadership skills and presentation skills. And I found that to be really interesting. And I found that to be a really strong investment that Lowe's makes in their employees, which I was inspired by. So I found that to be really motivating. Additionally, I feel like I'm a really good fit because I have a lot of customer service skills and I've worked with people and then you go on to talk about why you'd be a good fit for the role. This is a great answer. It shows that you're doing your research. It shows that you're interested in future development and upskilling, which all hiring managers should like. And it's just a great way to answer this question. The next answer is the giving back answer. So Lowe's actually does a lot to give back to different communities. In fact, in 2022, they gave back $91 million to communities in America, which is really great. So I always feel like if a company does anything from a philanthropic standpoint, it makes for great ammunition to answer a question like this. So this answer might sound a little something like this. Hey Ben, why do you want to work at Lowe's? That's a really great question, and there's a lot of things that I find to be really intriguing about Lowe's and being an employee at Lowe's. But one of the things that I found on your website while I was just doing a little bit of research prior to this interview was how much Lowe's give back. I didn't know this, but I read on your website that in 2022, Lowe's gave back $91 million to communities in America, and I found that to be really inspiring. I think it's one of the most honorable things an organization can do is give back to the communities they exist within. So to see that Lowe's does this, I was incredibly motivated by it, and I thought it was just a really great way to give back to the community. Additionally, I feel like I'd be a really good fit because I have experience selling and then you go on to talk about why you'd be a good fit for the role. And if you can do that, you'll do great. All three of these answers are really strong, and they show that you've done your research and that you're passionate and you align yourself as a good fit while working at Lowe's. Now, the last thing you really need to do to stand out as a great candidate during your Lowe's interview is you're going to need great questions to ask the person who is interviewing you at every single stage of the interview process. And it's why I made this video here. This video here walks you through great questions you can ask at the end of your interview with Lowe's to impress the person interviewing you and come away with some great information about that store and about the role. So I'm done here, but I'll see you over there.